So, preparations begin. We're going to go off to Albania in a few days. The hull is having the second coat put on by the guys. I'm going to go and do some shopping, get some pesto. We've heard that it's quite expensive in Greece, all the food, so we've stocked up big style. And oh yeah, and we've got to work out how to check out of the EU.
Our last chance to utilise Amazon before we go to the great wilderness that is Greece and Albania. This is Italy. In Italy, you make sure your children know how to count the cash.
We don't normally flash our money around. We don't normally have any money. But in Italy, you get large discounts for paying in cash.
Italy has a different way of doing things to the UK. Having said that, there's some people in the UK, they also agree with this philosophy. Cash is king.
On my way to the supermarket, I saw this. A removal van with a lift on a ladder. I saw them move tables and chairs up and down, but I was too dumbfounded to film, so this is my only reference. I love the lack of health and safety, just some dodgy van and not a single piece of high-vis in sight. My obsession with the washing lines continues. I don't know why I'm so fascinated, but I just am.
Chris has come for some 3D printing. He's making an exhaust thingamajig. And whilst he's here, I said, can you explain to me how my stern seal works? Because I'm just interested in whilst the boat's out of the water.
Yeah, let's have a look. Right, so that is the Volvo / Arbitrade stern steel.
Hugh and Chris had a lovely time discussing Esperance's stern seals. I am sparing you the full chat, but if anyone is interested, get in touch and I will send you the entire chat for you to watch at your leisure. Meanwhile, my walk back from the shops, and I was a bit disappointed at the amount of rubbish generated by the previous night's celebrations. Our 3D printer was printing this for Chris.
Hey. Shows your bits. Thanks, Kel.
Put them in the light, Kelly, down the corridor.
Look how good that is.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to replace the generator exhaust because that's the 80 euro Vitus part that has completely died, and this is the 3D printed.
60p.
Yeah.
Including electric and parts. I think it's about, we reckon about 50p to 60p.
50p.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
The printer was 300 and it took you a couple of hours to draw it.
Yeah, whatever your hourly rate is.
Golly. Right, I'm going to go and offer it in and see what it looks like. I'll send you a picture.
Yeah, please do. Launch day had arrived. A quick scrub of the deck, fill up with a little water. We didn't want to make ourselves too heavy. And then boat Tetris began. Kendra were moved into the car park. And we were off to immigration to check out of the EU. Thought that it was best not to film inside.
Okay, passports are stamped. That's out of Crotone. It's always a stress doing that because you feel like I've done something wrong, but we haven't. We're all good. And we didn't have enough paperwork. He was like, the crew list would have been useful, but we've got everything, so we were okay.
We found a lovely local veg shop on our way back. As well as a lot of rubbish, there's also a lot of poo. We walk along and we just shout poo, poo, just to warn each other not to step in said poo. A lot of poo, a lot of rubbish. Goodbye to the cats. And we were back in time to watch Esperance return to the water. For those wondering, when the boat is in the sling, these braces can be removed and then the parts under the braces that were not painted can finally be painted. We retreated to Kendra to watch the action from there.
Everyone say hello to Dave, Manchetti, there he is.
Before they take the straps off and release us back to the sea, we got to go inside and check all the seacocks and the repairs we've made just to check that we'd done a good job and we weren't sinking. It all looked completely dry, so we were released back into the ocean.
Porto Novo, this is Esperance, over.
When we checked out with immigration that morning, we had every intention of leaving Italy. But when checking the weather again, things had changed, so we opted to stay in the marina for 2 more nights so that we weren't being chased by the weather front. We prefer to do the chasing. But first, some diesel.
You just said that we're so low on diesel that you can see the bottom of the tank. Yeah, mind for it. I'll describe it to you. It's diesel-y, blue, bottomy. Can't see any bug, which is good news.
Perfecto. It's 40% more expensive here than it is in Malta.
We're going to find out much we're on.
Our kids were called for by Kendra and Kauai, so they were off.
Darcy do has made hot cake. What are you going to do with it now?
Wait for it to cool down.
Fair enough. Looks good.
It's boiling hot, but good.
The kids were also pleased that we were staying, as each evening at 9 p.m, these fountains switch on with lights, whilst 2 songs play really loudly.
They look chaotic, but this is actually the most
we've been
organised.
ready for passage.
Yeah, I know. Like, we can just get all this shizzle away.
These are actually the only things in the boat that don't have homes, and that does.
But you will. It is. You're building storage, aren't you, for those things?
Yeah, just not ready yet.
We are a work in progress. Just ignore all the stuff in the cockpit. We'll sort that out. Engine checks complete. We're off to Albania. I'm going to check in there. We're not going to stay too long. It's literally just a VAT reset. Then we're going to Greece. We'll be in Greece by the weekend, guys.
Well, we thought we were going.
The seal's gone on the fitting. I don't know why or how. So it's not spraying up the pipe, it's spraying it.
As part of our checks, we check to see if the bilge pumps are working, but we found that some of them were faulty. Until we got it sorted, we weren't going anywhere. Basically, if we sprang a leak, we wouldn't be able to get the water out of the boat without the bilge pumps working. Seems weird to add water to the bilges, but this is a good way to test to see if the automatic switch kicks in.
Yeah, well, the manual's still working, the central one's working, the forward one is working, but the intake's a bit battered.
Then Hugh realised.
Come on, switch. That's why it didn't work.
It's on a different switch. That's why it didn't work. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely on.
Hugh was happy and the trip was back on.
Right.
So if there was another couple of gallons in there, that's going to be fine. I'm happy with that, so I just need to service the forward one. Okay, right, let's go.
New rod. My lure and my paravan. Now we wait.
It was a lovely, calm sail, perfect for drying the washing.
6.5 knots. Zooming and eating Italian summer pasta.
Right.
There's a massive either tanker or cargo ship over there. By the eye, I'd say 5 miles or so. Not coming up on AIS, which is a bit naughty of them because they're required to. However, because I've learned how to use our radar, they're coming up on our radar and they are pretty much 7 miles away. Oh, they've come up. There they go, they turned themselves on. They just turned themselves on, Kel. Maybe they knew we were talking about them. They must have known we were criticising their lack of AIS.
Day turned into night, and ukulele was still being mastered.
Okay.
Day watches turned into night watches, and then back to day watches. And we were still sailing. No expensive diesel was being burnt here. I love the quote, and I don't know who said it, that says sailing is the most expensive way of getting somewhere for free. Land ahoy! We were heading to Albania, but we would be passing through Greek waters, so we wanted to be courteous. Then the wind died.
We had to motor for like 2 minutes and now the wind's back. It's been an amazing sail.
It's been absolutely cracking. It's so good having a clean bum. At one point we were doing over 7 knots close hauled. We've never done 7 knots close hauled. That was amazing. It's good.
Then we did actually motor. After such a long passage, the wind was now on the nose and we didn't want to spend hours tacking back and forth up the channel. We had made it to Albania, out of the EU, and a popular place with many other boaters, and I'll tell you for why. Us bringing Esperance into Europe counts as us importing it, and thus we are liable for import tax. However, there is a loophole that gives us 18 months grace period from the moment we arrive in the EU. And an even better loophole is that this 18-month period can be reset by taking Esperance out of Europe for as little as a day. This is why Albania is so popular with non-EU boaters for short stopovers.
Albania! We're in Albania. Never been to Albania before. We're waiting because at 3 o'clock we have an appointment with the agent. You need an agent for checking into Albania. So we've just used the same one that our friends Mug Up used and a few others. And yeah, gonna go and check in. Apparently it's very painless, just need to show your paperwork and your passport. Stamping into a new country that's not inside the EU. Exciting.
I haven't been to bed yet, so I'm a little bit tired, but we're excited. Since Termini, so since end of November, this deck has been clean and clear. Kelvin and I spent 3 days jet washing it. You can't tell now. But the reason there's not been very much on the deck cluttering it is because everything is in there. I'm not looking forward to opening this up and finding out how much rubbish stuff we have. Anyway, got to be done because we need a dinghy, because that's now back to being our family car for the next, well, till November basically. We're on anchor. Eric, do the unveiling. Let's find out what the damage is. Genuinely, there's going to be so much stuff. I knew about the windsurf boards. Okay.
I do not want that.
We'll start by taking the windsurf stuff out. Start easy.
Dinghy emptied, agent met, and here we are in Albania exploring. We met with our friends from Kauai who were also here to do the same thing.
What the heck's there a car doing there? Oh, it's a dinghy.
It's a fancy dinghy that's mesmerised, all of you.
Can we get one?
It was raining, but that never stops the kids from playing. Adults supervising from the cafe.
feral children.
I was going to play this.
They look like kids who've been having fun on the beach.
There you go. You should pull it down.
Morning and checkout time. We vow to return and explore Albania properly in the autumn, but all our friends are currently in Greece with their 90 days ticking away, so we wanted to catch up. Next stop, Corfu. No wind, so we motored. I tried fishing again. During the last passage, I didn't tell you, but my fishing rod holder broke. Luckily, the expensive clip that I was sold saved the rod, but now I had to resort to tying it to the deck. Still no fish. Flag change.
Greece.
Going to be doing barefoot longer. He used to be tied onto here, that's why. I've seen him with the binoculars. Between 1 o'clock and 12 o'clock.
The kids were extra excited to be reunited with Mug Up, a boating family who we had spent a lot of time with in Malta. Anchor down, and we got a lift to shore as we hadn't yet put our dinghy engine on.
Come on, let's go to Greece.
We made it to Greece, but now to check in. A process not needed in other places due to the Schengen Agreement, but the Greeks like to do things differently. Many people complain of the hoops you need to jump through, but thanks to Positive Waves, who gave us a step-by-step guide on what we needed to do, and Mug Up, who went and paid our tapai at the post office in advance, we knew exactly what we needed to do and the paperwork we needed to take and what to ask for. We also made sure that the kids had entertainment with them so that we could concentrate on the task in hand.
Real life cruiser life is just like real life travelling life. Kelly is now checking the third time. She has all the documents she needs in her rucksack as we're walking a mile through town to get to the...
accidentally replaced everything with stones.
She's worried that she may have not remembered, but 5 minutes ago she tipped her whole bag in the water and got a load of stones, put them in the bag, and then left the whole family walk.
For those of you who don't know, tapai, I think that's how you say it, is a Greek cruising tax that you pay monthly. I filled out all the paperwork online, but because I left it so late, there wouldn't be proof that I had paid it online. So I sent the paperwork and our money to Gillian from Mug Up, and she went to the post office and paid it for us, and then gave us the proof of payment that we needed to show the authorities. Step 1. Go to the port police. Show them the proof that you've paid your tapai, boat paperwork, insurance and passports. They then gave us a crew list and stamped it. They also gave us a check sheet and we had to pay €15 for the privilege. Step 2, go to immigration. Bit of a walk, but anyway, and they stamped Hugh and the kids' British passports. My Irish passport still remains blemish free. Step 3, we went to the custom office, which thankfully was just next door. I took my laptop as you have to fill out an online cruising log. I tried to do this in advance, but their system was down. This was the step that took all the time. Their website was still being temperamental that day. We'd been tipped off by Positive Waves and our friends on the Scabbies WhatsApp group that we needed to save all our paperwork in PDF form and attach all of these to the online log application. There is no instructions on the website about this, so we were very grateful to know in advance. There is also some strangely phrased questions, like they want to know your engine number. We wrote down our serial number, but actually it meant number of engines. We had written down over 1 million and got some funny looks. The ladies in the office were brilliant and helpful, and in the end, as their website kept failing, they let me send my documents by email and they took care of the rest. €30 and 90 minutes later and we were done.
One place left to go. That wasn't hard, it was just long. It took a long time, the form kept failing, and the people in the office were super helpful and they helped us get it sorted. So yeah, the software just wasn't great, but no problem, no drama, all good.
Last step, we had to go back to the port police and show them everything that we'd done, and we were finally free to go.
Done, we're checked into Greece. It was a long process, and it was interesting because when we came out of the last process, there was a couple going in there, they'd no clue what they needed to do, and I guess that's why people get riled up the wrong way. We only knew because we have lots of other people who are doing the same thing who we're in contact with. They gave us good advice, but if you didn't know, then I can see why it's an issue. But no problem for us, it was just long, and now we're going to find a supermarket because we've run out of bananas.
We left this anchorage and went a few miles away to a more sheltered one as there were some strong winds coming. We made some banana balls with the old bananas and then got straight in the sea.
The Americans!
The Americans are attacking! Oh no!
Open fire!
We were really happy to be reunited with the Americans again.
So I'm going to take a quick video of this for Scabby 3D printers. The little funnel thing I made to stop the water going over the paint of the hull has survived 120 miles, well, it's 150 miles close hauled. We were doing about 7 knots at times, and we were like heeling right over, so this would have been about a foot under the water, and look at it, it's still there. Chill out time. I'm trying to do some splicing. I'm getting a bit better at it. Anchor bridle.
We had come here to wait out some wind, and we were a little uneasy after some bad experiences last season, but there was a lot of space around us and our anchor held fine.
We've got it's like a big giant ice cream cone or an outfit.
What's that?
A witch's hat.
We got it from the boat jumble years ago. It's a sea anchor, but I'm going to try using it as a anchoring bucket off the bow to see if the boat will yaw a bit less. An anchor, basically, every time the wind gusts, the boat's just swinging through the wind. So we need to increase the resistance in the water at the bow, and increase the wind resistance above the waterline aft. And the combination of the two will reduce the yawing effect. So we need to take down the Genoa, which we haven't done. And we need to make a riding sail, which we haven't done. I'm going to play with this, see if it makes a difference.
We weren't convinced that it made much difference, but now we know. The next day, and all was calm again.